Isaiah 47:1. Lament for Babylon. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thighs, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. All honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and teachers at Great Millstone for teaching me this 100% truth about our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and the true reason why he's coming back, which is to save the elect remnant of the house of Israel from the enemies and those that hate them, and to take over the earth and universe, which was given to him by the mighty, mighty Yahweh himself. The Ancient of Days, wherein our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, will establish righteousness throughout the whole earth and universe forever under the kingdom of the heaven of the Israelites. Shalom, Akim Nakwaf. We one day closer to the kingdom. Isaiah 47:1. Let's get that in the NLT. Come down, virgin daughter of Babylon, which is America, AK through the Spirit, which is America, the place of confusion, and sit in the dust, for your days of sitting on the throne have ended, O daughter of Babylonia. Never again will you be the lovely princess, tender and delicate. Now, we got another report coming out. We've been telling you. They covered fields, right? That's all they do is covered fields. And they take them by blood. Shalakia. Let me take this back. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. So now since America can't get no more natural resources out of Africa, they moving over to South America, where they going to covet fields. You're going to hear it in this podcast by the Jimmy Dore Show. We've been telling y'all, right? Luke 12:2, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. And then you wonder why the Lord got all these judgments coming for who? Babylon the Great, which is what? America, right? Let's get down to the point, because thus with violence, this city going to get through down, right? There's a future prophecy coming for America the Great. It's going to be a big-ass altar. The Lord going to make it a big-ass altar, Revelation 18:21. And a mighty angel took up a stone, Shalaki. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city, Babylon, a.k.a. America, be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. Now, once again, the truth is coming out. Because we dealing with who? The liars. Now, I just did a little quick lesson. This morning when I came home, the Israelis had already attacked Qatar, trying to target the negotiators for Hamas. And they killed 5 of them. They dropped 10 bombs on them, right? Psalms 58:2. Yeah, in the heart you work wickedness. You wait the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked, which is who? The so-called modern-day white man, are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Now, remember, just like 2 weeks ago, before they bombed that little boat over in the Caribbean Sea, trying to target Venezuela, what did they say? We're going to get a control over the drug market. Maduro is a narco kingpin. Well, let's see what the U.S. Army has to say about that. And even President Trump. Soon and very soon. You boys finna get it. Let's go down. Isaiah 47:7, as thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. So if thou didst not lay these things to heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Meaning the Lord gonna punish you for all the things you have done to the children of Israel. Let's drop down to 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. All they do, I'm gonna name this, I'm gonna title this, Get Down or Lay Down, like off what was that, state property. Either you're going to comply with what America demands, meaning they want your natural resources. If you don't comply with them, they're going to try to do a color revolution or a regime change. If that don't work, it's assassination time. Assassination time fail, they going to war with you. Now, why haven't they did anything to them Israelis? Because they complicit with them. Isaiah 47:10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Now, ever since they took over the media, which was brought up by who? Amalek, the head tribe of the house of Esau Edom, they have been presenting their narrative to the world as to why they go around destroying other countries around the earth. Right? What did they say about Libya? The people want a regime change. The people of Libya are suffering. That was a lie. Weapons of mass destruction is in Iraq. That was a lie. Maduro, a kingpin. That's a lie. Right? Let's go back. And they covered fields, Micah 2:2, and they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go heartily, for this time is evil. They got the Greater Israel project going over in the so-called Middle East, which is just Western Asia. And now they finna target, you finna hear it in this podcast, Argentina, Brazil, Venezuela, and any other South American country that's not their ally, like Ecuador and Colombia, which are the biggest drug producers. They're going to come and take your fields by violence, right? Let's get one more. Let's go to Habakkuk, 2nd chapter. You can read the whole chapter. It applies. But I'm jumping down to 9. Habakkuk 2:9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. Right? Here go the point. Woe to him, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, establish a city by iniquity. Right? We drop down to 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. All your evil dealings are being discovered. Right? And then you're going to have nerve come out and say earlier that you didn't know about the bombing of Qatar by them Israelis. But then, now they coming out, that was this morning, now they coming out and saying that Steve Witkoff tried to inform Qatar that they was finna get bombed, but it was too late. I thought y'all didn't have nothing to do with it, America. Babylon the Great, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. The Lord is finna destroy these Edomites, right? All you got to do, Shalaki, read the book of Obadiah. It's only one chapter. Edom will be humble, and the Lord finna humble your ass. Because all these actions, everybody's seeing, that's what's making you small among the heathen and greatly despised, right? So it's another quick lesson to show you why, how the Lord reveals each character of the Bible. So if you can't correlate the actions of these so-called white men with the actions of Esau, Edom in the scriptures, that means your conscience has been seared with a hot iron. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. And you wonder why. The Almighty Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is the only one that can bring down the wicked, right? Which is Esau, Edom. Let's get one more. Because this is a future prophecy. And you're going to be saying it soon, right? Declare, Shalaki, prophecy against Babylon. Babylon meaning who? America. Jeremiah 50:2. Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken. Baal is confounded. Marduk is broken to pieces. That's their idols. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. Right? Let's get down to the point. You can read this whole chapter. But this just for this lesson right here. This is going to be the future prophecy. Everybody going to be saying this because right now, they just walk around as the sons of perdition because they are lawless, right? Future for you, Babylon the Great. Jeremiah 50:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Here go the point, nigga. The Almighty, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. You see right there, this World War III. Weapons of mass destruction, huh? They're going to be them ICBMs. Yahweh, verse 25. Yahweh hath opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh, the Most High Power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, which is America, right? I was going to get one more. I just thought about it too. Shalaki Israel. I just forgot it. Yeah, we'll end it on this, right? This is what's going to happen. Because if World War III hit, it's going to be action over in this land, whether y'all believe it or not. America, Babylon the Great finna start getting touched. Jeremiah 50:29. Call together the archers against Babylon. All ye that bear the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work. You see how she been getting down. She got a war going on, a proxy war with Ukraine. They sacrificing them Ukrainian soldiers just so they can get at Russia. You got the Greater Israel Project that's going on. They done bombed 6 different countries, right? Now you got America in the Western Hemisphere trying to take over South America. All these shall hate the whore, right? They gonna bend their bows like it just read. Call together the archers against Babylon. All ye that bend the bow, cap against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work. According to all that she hath done, do unto her. It's in Obadiah, 15th verse, right? Do unto her, for she hath been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yahweh. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith Yahweh, the most high power of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise them up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all around about him. Worldwide, these Edomites are falling. The French government about to collapse, right? They protesting right over now in Great Britain right now. The UN just did a little fake ass condemnation of them Israelis for bombing Qatar. Like I said in the last lesson, 2nd Ezra 15th chapter 28 verse, finna be in effect. I will end it on this in the New Testament. Salaki. We get it out of Matthew. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? Something to pop off. Stay on point, Israel, because guess what? We one day closer to the kingdom. Now check out how these devils been getting down. We've been exposing them, but y'all ain't paying attention. Like old boy Jimmy Dorsey in this podcast, they don't bring up democracy no more at all. They just letting y'all know we finna go over here and take this from these people. Why? Because they got a gang of resources and we need them to advance technology. Let me go with one of my favorite verses. We'll end it with the repeat, right? Micah 2:3. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family, what family? The whole house of Esau, Edom, do I devise an evil, from which you shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. Wait a minute. Let me get this in the NLT. I just brought it out the other day. Says y'all like going to war with everybody. Watch this. Ezekiel 35:6, NLT. As surely as I live, says the sovereign Yahweh, since you show no distaste for blood, who was that? The so-called modern-day white man. I will give you a bloodbath of your own. Your turn has come. I will make Mount Seir utterly desolate, killing off all who try to escape and any who return. We just read that, right? Guess what, Israel? We got an army that's greater than all the armies on earth. Now, Trump and them just renamed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Well, guess who you finna go up against? Shalaki. I'm just moving through the spirit. Guess who you finna go up against? Department of War. Shalaki. Let me go back to KJV. And then I went to the wrong one. Right? The Department of War finna go up against Exodus 15:3. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. You finna go up against the king of terrorists, brother. Let me see if I can find one more. Wait a minute. What is it? Shalaki. It might be in Ezra. Bear with me. Nah, it's in Nehemiah. Shalaki. Let me just put it in. Job. Shalaki. Job 18:14. His confidence, whose confidence? The Edomite shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, out of his house, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. They just did a terroristic act on them boys of Qatar. But you finna go up against the king of terrors, right? The man of war, the most high power. Let's go back. The Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. That's who you finna go up against, Esau, Edom. That's why they got the Space Force. But ain't none of that shit gonna help. Y'all a done deal. Guess what it is right here? We one day close to the kingdom. Shalom.
Why this region matters with all of its rich resources and rare earth elements. You've got the lithium triangle, which is needed for technology today. 60% of the world's lithium is in the lithium triangle, Argentina, Bolivia, Chile. You just have the largest oil reserves, light sweet crude, discovered off of Guyana over a year ago.
Come see me on tour in Appleton, Wisconsin, Rosemont, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, Louisville, Fort Wayne, Hermosa Beach, Sacramento, San Francisco. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. So Trump is now saying you're going to shoot down Venezuelan jets.
I'm not going to take a chance.
What happens if Venezuela flies jets over U.S. naval vessels again?
Well, I would say they're going to be in trouble. We'll let them know about that. We heard that happen, but it wasn't really over, not like they described. But I would say, General, if they do that, you have a choice of doing anything you want, okay? If they fly in a dangerous position, I would say that you can, you or your captains can make the decision as to what they want to do, all right?
Sure. Sir, how close did they get? The president, you said they didn't go over.
Say it?
How close did they get? You said the planes did not.
Well, I don't want to talk about that, but if they do put us in a dangerous position, they'll be shut down. Thank you very much, everybody. So we're going to now cover the G20.
Trump says Venezuelan jets will be shot down if they endanger U.S. ships. So I want to let you know what this is really all about again. I've been telling you this. Venezuela has more oil than Saudi Arabia. Trump tried to overthrow Maduro in his first term and install Juan Guaido. Didn't work. Just like George Bush did in 2002. Same thing. They've been trying to overthrow Venezuela so we could steal their oil and other natural resources. And that's why we do economic sanctions. And that's why 7 million Venezuelans have left Venezuela. A lot of them immigrated into the United States, and because we were wrecking their economy. And here is General Laura Richardson. She's going to tell you what the real purpose of the U.S. military in Central and South America is really all about. This is what it's about.
If I talk to my number two adversary in the region, Russia, I mean, I've got, of course, the countries, Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua with Russia relationships. But why this region matters with all of its rich resources and rare earth elements. You've got the lithium triangle, which is needed for technology today. 60% of the world's lithium is in the lithium triangle, Argentina, Bolivia, Chile. You just have the largest oil reserves, light sweet crude, discovered off of Guyana over a year ago. You have Venezuela's resources as well with oil, copper, gold. We have the Amazon, lungs of the world. We have the 31% of the world's fresh water in this region too. I mean, it's just off the charts. We have a lot to do. This region matters. It has a lot to do with national security. And we need to step up our game.
So I like the point Adam makes. He says, no mention of democracy, no mention of human rights or self-determination, just resources.
What about hydrocarbons?
So that, of course, that's what she's talking about. She's talking about all the oil, among other things, gold, lithium.
Well, Jimmy, people are made of carbon. So
that's right. So So that's what this is really about. So when Trump is pretending he's saber rattling with Venezuela again, this is what it's about. It's about the United States being the terrorists. We come in and we steal people's natural resources and we put economic hurts on you. And if that doesn't work, then we send in the jackals. And then we send in. Oh, I wish I had that video of that guy talking about how it works.
Jimmy, do you
Malcolm,
know?
can you find that video of that guy explaining, the ex-CIA guy explaining how it works? How they go in and they try to persuade you, and if that doesn't work, they put economic hits on you, and then if that doesn't work, they bring in the jackal and they do assassinations, and if that doesn't work, they bring in the military, and that's where we're at this point.
It's all mafia tactics.
And what is it all about? It's about net. She just said it. Why does this region matter? Because of their natural resources. They just say it out loud. And Trump now wants to shoot down their jets for protecting their own country. What do you want to say, Kurt?
So she said the lithium triangle, but the last lithium triangle was Afghanistan, where we left all the equipment behind.
Yeah, remember
which
that?
was a little bit of a payment.
Yeah.
So we always make it a triangle because we got to rape their lands.
That's right.
Every single time.
The president's warning comes after Venezuela flew military aircraft near a U.S. vessel off South America for the second time in 2 days. The report follows a U.S. strike against what Trump officials said was a drug-carrying vessel from Venezuela, operated by a gang, killing 11 people. They have no proof of that. They have no evidence of that. They just made it up. They didn't go and arrest those people and put them on trial. They just blew up the boat. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has said that the United States allegations about this country are not true and that the difference between the nations do not justify a military conflict. Venezuela has always been willing to talk, to engage in dialogue, but we demand respect. When asked by reporters in the Oval Office on Friday what would happen if Venezuela just flew over U.S. vessels again, Trump said Venezuela would be in trouble. Trump told his general standing beside him that he could do anything he wanted if the situation escalated. Since his return to office in January, Trump has steadily intensified his anti-drug trafficking efforts in Latin America. Okay, the biggest drug traffickers are the big pharma in the United States. Those are the drug traffickers. Okay, just so you know, the opiate addiction killed way more people than any drugs coming from South America. And by the way, they're not coming from Venezuela. Maduro has accused the U.S. of seeking regime change through military threat. That's exactly what's happening right now. When asked about the comments, Trump said, "We're not talking about that," but mentioned that what he called a very strange election in Venezuela. Maduro was sworn in his third term in January after a contested election. Trump went on to say that the drugs are pouring into the U.S. from Venezuela. That's a lie. That's not where they're coming from. The U.S. military has moved to bolster its forces in the Southern Caribbean, including through the deployment of additional naval vessels and thousands of Marines and sailors to stem the flow of drugs. That's not what they're there for. The White House said on Friday that it is sending 10 F-35 fighter jets to Puerto Rico. When asked about the buildup of the military assets in the Caribbean, Trump said, "I think it's just strong. We're strong on drugs. We don't want drugs killing our people." Trump is he's a longtime critic of Maduro and doubled a reward for information leading to his arrest in August to $50 million, accusing Maduro of being one of the largest narco traffickers in the world. Okay, it's all made up. It's not true. Trump, when asked if he plans on carrying out a strike inside Venezuela, here's what he said.
Are you considering attacking the cartels inside of Venezuela? You attack?
Well, you're going to find out. You're going to find out.
So when asked if he's going to attack inside Venezuela, he said, "You're going to find out." So again, this is your peace president. No matter who you vote for, you get John McCain. No matter who you vote for, you get John McCain. And Donald Trump is not what he campaigned on. He is not what he was. We could end all this with a phone call. He's doing this. He's still funding the war in Ukraine. He's still funding a genocide. He's bombing Iran, bombed the Yemen people. And now he's trying to overthrow with the military this time, not just economic pressure, not just with a coup. Now he's actually sending military, and he says that they're going to strike inside Venezuela. So,
Jimmy, doesn't Tren de la Ragua, the Venezuelan gang, remind you of Patriot Front?
Yes.
Like something that the government buses into the country on purpose?
Yes. Yeah. So I'll be making jokes about this and